Welcome back to Econo Chat. Let's talk business with Mr. Daniel Steinman. Before we went on a break, he did leave us with a question that might be very crucial. So, Mr. Daniel Steinman, you asked the question, what happened last year, 2022? And we can't wait for you to actually give us an answer to what really happened. It might be something that we are aware of, but like you said, we usually don't revisit what has happened, to just recap on the story. What happened?
Elsbeth, you must tell me what happened. I think I'm like a dotty old fool now.
No, I
can't remember 5 minutes.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, in November, the European Union Parliament, through a contested decision, meaning there were votes against it, but it won a majority of votes.
Okay.
Approved, now here it comes. Listen to this. This bad stuff, uranium, that gave us all the horror movies and all the horror artwork, was reclassified in November last year by the EU Parliament as a strategic renewable fuel. Wow, Elsie, drum roll.
Okay.
Big event for Namibia. Why? Because we are the world's second biggest producer of uranium after Russia. And in our small economy, after diamonds, a very, very big commodity and a very big contributor to the revenues that we earn from exporting stuff. So here's the whole point. I'm saying uranium is going to play a bigger and bigger role in the Namibian economy until eventually, somewhere in the next 10 to 20 years, it will catch up with diamonds.
Okay.
And diamonds is by far the most dominant commodity in our economy. Everything in the Namibian economy is structured around diamonds.
Yeah.
And I explained to you when we chit-chat in the break that it's because diamonds has been the mainstay of the economy since about 1928 with the formation of Consolidated Diamond Mining, CDM, that we all knew as the predecessor of NAMDEP.
Born before independence, you would know.
Yes.
CDM,
And you remember that big black building in the city, CDM building.
CDM building.
Even today, the children know. If you talk about CDM building, we know. It'll take a while before uranium surpasses diamonds, but it's going to happen, and it's going to have an already big impact in 2023. Now we need to look at what's happening on the ground.
Yeah.
First of all, there's Husap new mine. That has only come fully on stream in terms of production last year. So 2023 will be the first full year production year for Husap. And Husap's production, although not yet on the same level as Rossing, is fast approaching it. So we can expect that the owners of Husap, China National Nuclear Corporation, CNNC I think is the abbreviation, that they will invest more to improve or make Husap bigger, to increase the volume of mining, to increase the uranium output, uranium oxide. Rossing, that we have been waiting for it to shut down for 20 years. Every 5 years there's this warning, Rossing is at the end of its life, Rossing is in. Didn't happen. Every time they found new resources in the Rossing mine. So that they are, remember, it's not new mines that needs to be built, they are already operational. Husap is at or near full capacity. Rossing is at full capacity. Then there's Lange Heinrich, the mine that belongs to the French, and which is on care and maintenance, meaning they just make sure that everything doesn't rust in the desert air. So with Lange Heinrich, it's the flick of a switch, then the mine is operational again. You have to appoint the staff and you have to start the systems. Then you have output from Lange Heinrich. So what I'm expecting is, since the EU Parliament reclassified uranium as a strategic renewable fuel, it means that now legally, from a statutory point of view, the operators of nuclear fuel stations, nuclear generators in Europe can legally buy uranium and import it and use it in their reactors to generate electricity. And mark my words, the EU must have that electricity. So let's quickly dash around the corner, and when we come back, I talk in more detail about the EU and China and their needs for electricity, and that there's only one commodity that can fulfill that demand on short notice, and that is uranium.
So basically what you're saying, Mr. Steinman, that the reclassification was actually done for their own benefit. Let's go for a short break.